Week 6 report. It's been already clarified. I'm the commish. Haven't spoken a few weeks. Lot to get into. A lot has happened. Teams are starting to show their true colors, while the team's still trying to figure out who they are, what their identity is. This week's report, we'll recap the last 3 weeks. We'll see which teams have won weekly prizes. I know you guys are interested if you're one of those teams. I'll also discuss Week 6's big matchups. A lot of big matchups this week, including the Commission's GOW Game of the Week, which is always a fan favorite. We'll also cover 2 specific teams. I've got with my on-site commissioner, and we've done some homework on 2 specific teams that have put together some wins recently, and we'll actually discover if these are, skillful wins that'll continue coming, or if they're just, luck of the draw. You just played the right guys in the right week, and just happens you pulled out a W. As always, the commission will bring you the current standings and the TFL power rankings. We'll get into the last 2 weeks after this brief message. We'll be right back. It's the commish, TFL Studios.
Lemonade on the front porch? What are you guys, 80?
Kids these days. Lemonade on the front porch? What are you guys, 80?
Kids these days, Earl.
I mean.
Go to NissanHeismanHouse.com to
Bring the action.
When you hear this in the club, you gotta turn the shit up. You gotta turn the shit up.
Let's recap some of the final moments of the past weeks. Commissioner will try to bring you up to speed just on a few things. Starting with 2 specific teams I'd like to rehash on. These teams were able to rail out back-to-back wins. Commish usually doesn't bring up, 3 wins in a row. Obviously, it's a long season, 13-week season. But I did want to touch upon this. Looking into this a little bit further, the commission found out that these teams started off the season 0-2. So they not only needed a win in Week 3, needed a win in Week 4 to get back to the 500 level. And both got wins in Week 5 to step it up at 3-2. Let me digress. I don't want to get in that too much. As I said, my on-site commissioner will take care and download you guys on that. Let's talk about these weekly prizes. I know you guys want to see if your team has won the $15 prizes. Maybe you've won 2. We'll take a look at that right now. Okay, as you can see, you got Moss definitely won first week. We had the Rook win in second week. We had So Fucking Legit win in Week 3. Now, Week 4, America's team, AP, 38 points for highest running back. Week 5 was interesting just for the simple fact that actually the fourth wide receiver, fourth highest scoring wide receiver won that week on Niner Dynasty and James Jones. And I got a comment. We had Ty Hilton on Muscle Hamsters who scored like 40-something points on their bench. We had Justin Blackman scoring 40-something points on Teams Jones' bench. And we had Alshon Jeffries putting up more than 32 points on the Beards bench. So all those players could have won you the weekly prize. However, you had them on their bench. You need them in the starting lineup. Get those players in the starting lineup, kids. What are you thinking out there? Okay, let's get back. Let's get back to what I was talking about before. We'll take you out to TFL's on-site commissioner to hash on the 2 teams I've been raving about. We'll be back in a second. Take it away, on-site. Thanks a lot, commish. As you know, I'm the on-site commish. Couldn't be more than happy to be a part of the TFL team. The commish was right. I did do a little homework. I dug deep on these 2 teams to determine if the win streaks were skill or if they were going to just be off of luck and weren't going to continue for the rest of the season. Starting out with Dixie Wreck. Ladies and gentlemen, this team truly was a wreck for the first 2 weeks of the season, failing to score 100 points in both weeks. The first week, their kicker actually got them -1 points. In the second week, their 2 starting running backs got them a combined 5 points. You just can't have that. Week 3 did start their turnaround. And week 4, obviously got another win as well as week 5. Let me know something about this team. Week 3, they played Team Jones. You got to beat them in week 3. Week 4, the team only scored 67 points. If you're not beating a team that scored 67 points, you shouldn't be in the Commissioners League, ladies and gentlemen. Week 5, although it was a close matchup, I do give them a little props for this week. In the end, I'm going to need to see more from you, Dixie Rect, before the on-site commish, backs you 100%. Moving on to the Architect. This team as well had a rough first 2 weeks. They did score 100 points in both of the games, however, they lost to 2 very viable opponents. Week 3 started out a big contest for them. Starting out the season, obviously 0-2, they played the Super Bowl champs, an America's team, and then they got the W. That was the point of turnaround for this team, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4 brought them another viable opponent in Peyton Manning. And if you can beat Peyton Manning in Fantasy League, ladies and gentlemen, you got the commissioner's attention. Not only the on-site commish, but you back at the studio commish. Week 5, probably their biggest win thus far. Against You Got Moss, down 100 points basically all Sunday. Couldn't get anything going until the Sunday night and Monday game. Obviously, some key players on their team were able to get them back in this game. I want to talk about a few key players on their team. Starting off with the quarterback, Tony Romo, ranked number 4 out of the quarterbacks, and 2 of the running backs, both ranked in the top 10 at 8, DeMarco Murray and Arian Foster. Also, Brandon Marshall, a wide receiver in the top 10. They also have a tight end in Julius Thomas, who's ranked number 4 among tight ends. This is why I'm backing them, ladies and gentlemen. Those key players, the way they've been winning, I think this team will continue. And back at Studios Commission, I think you'll agree. They got my vote. I'm backing them. Again, Commission, I appreciate being on the team. Back to the studios. Okay. Lot to cover on those 2 teams. A lot of good information out there. You definitely did your homework on site, Commission. We'll be hearing more from you every now and then. And I gotta say, you're looking pretty good in those in that video, man. Haven't seen you in a while. So, okay, we're gonna take another quick break. We'll be right back. We're gonna get into the current standings. We're gonna take a look at this week's matchups, as well as the Fantasy League's power rankings. It's the Commish, TFL Studios. Be right back after this.
How you feeling?
Egg roll. I wish I had a breeze running down my leg. I'd kill for a cookie. Stingray, a double-sided Scooby snack. Yeah, we pick our hotel. Help me burn that old man.
I can't,
yes,
dude.
you can. Let's freaking burn that guy. Hit him on the eyeball. Hey, don't offend me.
Can I have this sloth?
A skunk! I mean, I can't believe there's a manhole and he fell in it.
I want it now! I want cake now! I want it now!
I found Fido! Hey, I found Fido! I found Fido, you guys! Stank! Hambone! Hey, I'd love to get you a Mai Tai. Yeah, come on, I'll make it myself. Is that a bother? What's wrong with him? Ooh, I'm white. Start doing it.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at this week's matchup, starting off with the Architect versus the way the Architect's been playing, guys, I just can't go against them. They've rattled off 3 wins. You heard it in the on-site commissioner's report. Especially if Megatron and Andre Johnson aren't going to play for the Sofa Kings. You know, they're both questionable. I got to go with the Architect. You know, however, Breeze has been playing off his ass right now. So, you know, if they're going to want to win, Breeze has got to do something big for Sofa King. You Just Got Moss versus the Wildcats. Going to be a close one. I do like You Got Moss having luck on Monday night. Always good to have a Monday night quarterback, especially if you got a guy in luck. America's team versus Team Jones. Team Jones, easily the poorest, weakest team in the TFL League thus far. Although they did win last week, it won't continue this week. America's team, you should have this easily. Niner Dynasty versus Dixie Rect. Big game, under the radar game. Solid matchup right here. Only downside is probably not going to be too many points. These 2 teams have trouble scoring the points. Commish is going to roll with Dixie Rect, although, you know, from the on-site Commish, he didn't see them progressing as far as wins go in the rest of the season. I do like them this week. EA Sports versus the Muscle Hamster Gang. Another nice matchup. Both teams need this win. Both have Sunday night and or Monday night quarterback, which makes things even more interesting. And RG3 and I believe Phillip Rivers for Muscle Hamster Gang. The commission isn't going to call this game. It's too close to call. Two quarterbacks playing late in the day, late on Monday. It's going to be a fan on this one. Now it's time for the commission's game of the week. Let's go. The Beard versus the Rook. Both teams sitting at 3-2. Both teams want to stay at that first place. Peyton and the Beard, you know, I just don't think they have enough firepower. The Beard only having Peyton Manning to deal with A-Rod, to deal with Dez, to deal with Jimmy Graham of the Rook. However, if Peyton's going to talk about 5+ TDs again, if the other team can stay in the game where Peyton stays in the game the whole entire time, like last week in Dallas, like previous weeks, and he goes 5+ touchdowns, you know, there's no telling what can happen going up against Peyton Manning. We've seen that in week 1. Okay, a lot of good games this week, guys. You know, you should have some good matchups to watch out there for the nation all watching these games. Let's take a look at the league standings, see where everyone sits, see the movement progressing in the league. Take a look right now. Ooh, got a lot of teams tied up at first at 3-2, while the rest, obviously not including Team Jones, sitting at 2-3, only one game back. Everyone except Team Jones is still in the running, in the commission's opinion. With that said, let's see who the powerhouses are.
Week 6 Power Rankings brought to you by TFL Studios. 1, The Rook. 2, You Got Mossed. 3, The Architect. 4, So Fucking Legit. 5, America's Team. 6, EA Sports. 7, Niner Dynasty. 8, Dixie Rect. 9, The Beard. 10, Muscle Hamster Gang. 11, Wildcats. And 12, surprise, surprise, Team Jones.
Okay, there you got the power rankings for week 6. That about wraps up the show. I'd like to thank the on-site commish. Did a great job. We'll be hearing from you next week. Bears and Giants tonight. Get your players in. Cutler, Brandon Marshall, Forte, Eli, Cruz, Nix, whoever you got in, get them in. It's the commish, TFL Studios, week 6 report. We're out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you.